Wife cheated with a coworker and asked for divorce. Now she's sad and doing drugs while I'm living my best life, keeping our 300k house, while her new BF lost his job and is depressed. Hi everyone. Just recently joined this sub because unfortunately I got cheated on. Forgive me for any spelling errors, as Dutch is my first language so I'm not native in English. I'm a male, 32, married to my wife, 27, for almost 6 years now. We've been together for 8 years and 3 months. We are living together for 7 years now. It was, emo, always great. I really feel like we were the perfect couple. We both have a car, good jobs, stable finances, and we bought a house 5 years ago. February 2022 I unfortunately, very unexpectedly, lost my mother to a heart attack. What followed were very rough months, for me but also for my wife who was also very close to my mother. And by rough I mean really rough. In 6 months' time we only went out like 2 times, we always stayed in just relaxing on the couch and chilling, watching TV. I wasn't, due to circumstances, happy, but I expected we would get through this. D-Day as I see everyone call it, was 5 weeks ago. My wife went out drinking with 3 male friends from work about 5 minutes away from our house. I was like okay cool, but I'm going to bed soon. Middle of night 00:30 she came home, with the 3 guys, I know all of them, and said she was going out in the city with them. I didn't like it, but couldn't stop her. Everything closes at 04:00 but even though it's a 15 minutes ride she came home at 05:30? That's when my suspicions began, even though before this night I never mistrusted her. Today 4 weeks ago she left the entire Sunday, said she was going to some carnival with her mom. I did not trust it, but what can you do? She even left without saying goodbye, while I was taking a shower. Later that day when she came home she entered our house crying. My first response was honey, come here, what happened? Did something happen? What's got you so upset? Her literal first words at that moment were I want a divorce. After that we talked a bit about it, both very emotional. I straight up asked her if she cheated, but she said no. She told me she's been unhappier for a longer period of time and hence the divorce. She literally never told me something was wrong with our relationship, so this came as a complete shock to me. Anyway, after the talk she left and she lives at her mom's house now. 4 days later I saw her again because we had a dog for which I alone cannot take care of, and neither can she at her mom's house. So our dog stays at an aunt's house now. Anyway, because I saw her I confronted her about cheating again, and this time she admitted it. She told me she cheated on me for the entire week since she went drinking until the week later when she left home. She said she thinks she is in love with him. I asked what's so great about him and the only thing she says is yay, we have a good connection/spark. So that's it I suppose. She also said she feels like she is going through some sort of midlife crisis. Doesn't know what to do with her life, doesn't know what she wants. Emo, she's going crazy lol, she died, don't know if this is the correct word, sorry, her hair purple? And all out of nowhere she signed up for lessons to drive a motorcycle. The first week or maybe 2 weeks after I tried reconciling, if that's the right word, but she wouldn't budge. Every serious message I send her gets straight up ignored. Casual messages I do get a reply on, but it's short responses with a certain, arrogance I guess? I seriously do not recognize my wife anymore. Her personality seems to have changed in literally 1 week time. She is treating me as if I never existed in her life and like I'm some piece of garbage. Is this some kind of defense mechanism to make it easier for her, pushing her problems towards the future? Or could it be she really changed and feels this way now? How on earth is this possible? I mean, I know falling in love is an awesome feeling, but what happens with her in a few months when the honeymoon phase with this guy is over and she really wakes up from it all? I've been experiencing a lot of mixed feelings. Really a lot. I resent her for the fact she cheated on me and I'm really disappointed. But I also realize and know that the fundament, basis of our marriage was always great. From D-Day to today we are 5 weeks further. She has still not officially filed for divorce, and neither have I. I'm not sure, but I'm fairly certain she is still seeing the guy she cheated on me with. To be honest, at this moment I'm torn between wanting to save our marriage and just ending. At this moment I honestly do not care if we get back together or if we divorce. So I honestly don't know what to do. If I file for divorce now I might regret this in the future for being too fast I suppose. But I also cannot keep living in this sort of limbo in which I am officially still married, but she already left. Sin 0289 You really should start the filing yesterday. Make sure you separate your finances and start talking with a lawyer. If you're wanting to save this, which I hope you don't, this will most likely be the wake-up call. Right now she thinks she can walk all over you while you just sit there waiting. Really shows her lack of respect. Also TBH, this making me wonder if there is an underlying mental issue and if she may be manic but still not excuse. Find your backbone up and stop letting let do this to you. Update 1. Okay, so yesterday I made some calls. In the Netherlands we have something called a mediator. They handle all aspects of divorce. So this mediator does the lawyer's work, financial, emotional talk, etc. It's like an all-in-one kind of person that helps 2 people with arranging the divorce. Today we had the talk with this mediator. Unfortunately my STBX her car broke down, so I had to pick her up. And yes, I really had to. For this all to work and get the divorce through this mediator, it is crucial that both me and my STBX are at the meetings with him. Anyway, talk went pretty good in the way I expected. We both expressed our feelings about wanting to get divorced, but the infidelity was never mentioned. This mediator is neutral and does not pick side, so I did not think it was worth mentioning. Also, in the Netherlands we have no laws against cheating. She still has the same rights that she would have had if she did not cheat. So after the mediator left, we are still sitting together at the table, barely talking. Only distraction we have is from our cats running around, lol. So after a few minutes I asked her, have anything left to say? To which her response was no. So I said, okay, then I think you can go now, because I don't want you here. Okay, can you take me home? I said, no, how you're getting home is your own problem. I am not in the mood to drive 30 minutes taking you home. After this she looked a bit emotional. I think she expected me to drive her home, as normally in the past I did everything for her. So after that she called her mom, who's picking her up in about an hour from now. She is out of the house now. She said, I'm going to take a walk for about an hour until mom gets here to pick me up. While she left she still looked hurt and visibly emotional. But while I'm staying strong, I still notice a lot of strange behavior on her part and I think she is still in the affair fog. Despite everything I still love her for who she was, but for now I'm staying strong and I'm treating her as if she means nothing to me. Edit. Actually, as of right now she doesn't mean anything to me. She simply is not the woman anymore that I loved and was loyal to. Anyway, for now that was the update. I'll keep you posted in the future. And once again everyone for the massive response and help on my previous post. Comment, Mysterious Maximum 488, I had to laugh at her reaction. What did she expect? Why didn't she call her AP? Op, I have absolutely no idea. I asked, can AP come pick you up in the neighborhood, not at my house, because he works 5 minutes away from here. But she said no, he is not working today. That's all I know. Update 2, hey everyone, you all have been an amazing help in my situation. I must admit I'm feeling very tired mentally, but apart from that I'm doing better than I would have expected after only 6 weeks. I have a question about my STBX wife, her current behavior. For the question you don't need the whole story, but feel free to read my previous posts. For those unaware of my situation, long story short, my wife cheated. She left me and we are getting divorced. This was 6 weeks ago. She claims to be very much in love with her AP and he is in love with her. I strongly believe she is in affair fog. Okay, now my actual question. Is it normal that my wife, soon to be ex, treats everyone around her like trash? Well, except for her AP and her own parents, I suppose. She is obviously treating me bad. She is treating me with zero respect and as if I was the worst husband ever. She claims she's been unhappy for several years, which I believe is complete bullshit. Anyway, to be honest, I don't care about what she's doing to me anymore. It's her life she's destroying. Not mine. But it's also affecting other people. My father sent her the sweetest message he had ever sent in his entire life and she didn't even reply with a thank you, just nothing. After my mom passed last February, my wife would regularly take my dad to an amusement park that's close by. They both have subscriptions for it so they could go quite often. My dad really loved her a lot and I'm watching him age by the hour now. Which really hurts me. And my STBX wife doesn't even send a thank you. Nothing at all. She left him on read. She was also, and said she wanted to remain, very good friends with my younger sister, but they haven't been in touch for several weeks. Also, my wife was supposed to spend a day today with her best friend who is a mutual friend of ours, but now she is ignoring her. Her best friend sent several messages to her yesterday if today was still on, but wife sent no reply. Didn't even read her messages. She also didn't pick up the phone. So today they were supposed to meet. Same story. She doesn't pick up the phone. Her BFF sent one more message asking if she was still coming. No reply. She didn't even read the messages, while her WhatsApp status shows she's been online after she sent them. Needless to say, her BFF has been crying all day. She took the day off to spend with my wife to go shopping and having fun, and now this? Is this in any way normal behavior for someone in affair fog, or could this be something else? I don't care what my wife is doing, I'm done with her. But this is just so incredibly sad for her BFF. She's been crying on her couch all freaking day because my wife treats her like this. While I'm typing all this, another question comes to mind, but I think I already know the answer. My STBX wife is going around telling people we split up because we grew apart and she hasn't been happy for several years. I suppose this actually is normal for a cheater? To tell everyone excuses and not being honest about what happened and how they fell in love with someone else? Oh, I almost forgot something that I believe is really important. Her BFF, our mutual friend, actually lived with us for about 6 months, from about November 2021 until April 2022. She just got out off a really bad relationship and had nowhere to stay. We have a spare room, so we took her in. Anyway, my wife and BFF literally talking about everything. Including our relation and sex life. Everything. I speak to her BFF every day and she has been super sweet and totally honest with me. I asked her if any of what my wife said could be true, about not being happy with me for a longer period of time. BFF says it's all lies. Never has my wife ever spoken about it or said a single word to her about being unhappy with me. And keep in mind, they told each other everything. But not a single word about being unhappy. So either my STB ex-wife is just blatantly lying now, I don't know why, maybe to justify her cheating on me and abandoning our marriage? Or perhaps she kept her unhappy feelings a secret for literally everyone except herself? I honestly don't know, but from my experience I never noticed her unhappy with me, and BFF also agrees with his. Many thanks again everyone. The support is amazing and I would not have been where I am now if it wasn't for your support. Comment, low profession 9366, op, your WW cannot is in a fog of sorts. She is currently lying to herself so she doesn't have to face the gravity of what she's done. She cannot be with anyone who could call her out on her deceit. She is refusing to face it, to answer for it. Because, if she did, she'd soon realize how horrid her choices are. She'd have to reconcile her faulty memory/story with reality. Cheaters lie. But the one person they lie to the most is themselves. They have to justify the indefensible. Regular bat 4449, she needs to justify her actions to herself, so she makes you and her friends the bad guy to make herself feel better. She's probably miserable and can't face it. Op, well, to be honest, I saw her last Tuesday because we had to talk about the divorce. She hasn't been sleeping well since she left 5 weeks ago. She just looked quite bad actually, and really tired and not at all happy. I suppose when she's around AP it's only happiness. Update 3, for full story please read my post history if you're interested. Small summary, wife of 8 year together, cheated on me 5 months ago, told me she wanted a divorce because she wasn't happy with me and basically left me to be with the AP. We are going to sign our divorce papers and make it official 4 days from today. This is going to be a long post as I haven't updated for about 4 months. Well, I made some mistakes along the run and also made some moves that got me my power back and made me respect myself again. For starters, I can say that now, 5 months after the infidelity and the initial shock, I hardly even think about the cheating anymore or am affected by it. So for anyone going through a rough time, please trust me, it does get better and time really is on your side. So, after the cheating and our breakup, I made mistakes. I begged and pleaded, got mad, frustrated, and really felt totally out of control and as if she had lost her mind. This lasted for about 2 months, unfortunately. After this period, I made the decision to quit the whining. I told her I thought about everything a lot and came to the conclusion that I would still be open to seeing her and talking to her, that I thought there might still be a future for us, but I also told her I couldn't guarantee anything. I have not contacted her myself for the last 3 months. At least not about casual stuff or the relationship. The only things I reached out about were things regarding our upcoming divorce/financial/mutual house. I did not just sit around and wait during the last 3 months. I am now 32-year-old and for the first time in my life I went to the gym to work out. Muscle building to be exactly, as I have always been on the skinny side. I have been hitting the gym with full discipline. I train 4 times a week and have been doing so for the last 3 months. I am also seeing an increase in my muscle and aesthetics, but this goes further. Not only does the gym better my physical appearance, it also helps mentally. At first I started working out to keep myself busy and distracted. But now, 3 months in, I look better and I feel a lot better about myself. I am regaining a level of confidence I didn't even knew I had. So pro tip of the day, when you're going through a rough time, the gym really does seem to work both physically and mentally. Regarding our mutual house, I spoke with the bank and I am able to lend extra money and take on a higher mortgage. I have to pay my ex-wife about $65,000 for the house, but I am able to and I will do it. After signing everything and paying her, I will be 100% the owner of the mutual house, which is worth about $300,000. I am not too happy about having to pay her $65,000, but in the long run I am way better off by owning my own house, which is worth about 5 times that amount. On top of that, she has no own house anymore. She officially lives with her mom again, but I know she's also staying at AP's house a lot. I am not contacting her, so how do I know? I'll get to that. My ex and me have a mutual friend. We never hang out all together, but we do speak regularly. As far as I know, ex left me to be with AP and basically jumped straight into a new, rebound relationship. I'm not sure what's going on with my ex, and at times it does seem she actually has lost her mind. I try to keep my mind away from her, but sometimes the mind wanders where it shouldn't go. Also, at this moment I suppose I could call AP by the name BF, boyfriend, because that's basically what he is now. However, I will stick to AP because that's how it started. Anyway, about AP and ex-wife. Karma is a BTCH and it's starting to hit hard. When ex and AP first got together 5 months ago, all seemed fine for them. However, tables are beginning to turn. AP is currently at home struggling with a depression, which I know for a fact because the mutual friends showed me screenshots of a conversation between ex-wife and her. Also, the AP is currently out of a job. Even when everything first happened with the cheating and all, I always felt better than AP just because of his lack of morals, and I already had the belief he was worthless compared to me. Well, now I know for sure. Which once again makes me feel like my ex-wife has lost her mind. I am not being arrogant, But I am absolutely sure that I am the catch and a way better man than her AP is. Little extra, at the start of their relationship I was still contacting her and warned her. Well, guess I was right all along. Not only does he prove himself to be the loser I already kinda knew he was, he also brought something into her life that can devastate her. She is basically digging her own grave. AP introduced her to hard drugs. I know this through the mutual friend. Haven't talked to ex-wife about it. If she wants to ruin her own life, that's her business. But it seems to be going downhill fast. As for my ex-wife, I am certain she is struggling and possibly even doubting her own choices. I hadn't spoke to her or seen her during the holidays, Christmas, New Year's. However, about 1 week into the new year 2023, she out of the blue texted me if I was home and if she could come over. She came over to my house and the visit was short, really only about 5 minutes. She came by to tell me she spent Christmas Day alone, sobbing. She wanted to know how my holidays had been and she asked me how I was doing. I told her my Christmas was okay, but not the greatest. I lost my mom last year and these were the first holidays without mom, so of course it was just okay but not all that great. But I did tell her I was doing great, which I actually am. So yay for me, this was weird. The only thing I can think about this whole visit and why would she care how I'm doing is if she perhaps does have regrets. Time will tell. I also spoke to my ex's mom. Ex-Mill called me after New Year's to wish me a happy new year and to wish me all the best. I must admit I did not expect that call, but it was nice to hear from her because she was family for the last 8 years. Mill told my ex-wife hasn't been all that great lately. Apparently she is very sad and crying a lot, mourning the marriage. Ex even said to Mill, I wish it wouldn't have to be like this. And once again this implies to me that she is having second thoughts. However, only my ex has the power to reach out and make a move, which at this point I don't see happening anymore. The only power I really have is to give her the divorce she herself asked for and walk away and stay out of her life. Which I did. I am removing myself from her life, giving her the divorce and bettering myself every single day. Apologies for the long post, but I believe this is about everything I needed to get off my chest. 4 days from now we are signing the divorce papers. And even though I am really doing great, of course I am still only human and from time to time still mourn our marriage and my ex-wife. I hate to see what has become of her, but I am also fully aware that it is out of my control and absolutely not my problem. Let me end this by once again thanking everyone in this community. Many thanks. Without your help I wouldn't have been where I am now. Both mental and physical. Comment, Diligent Persimmon 3, if she tries to come crawling back it would be strongly advised not to even entertain the possibility. You say AP introduced her to hard drugs. That's a huge deal breaker. Do you know exactly what kind of drugs they've been taking? If so, look up the effects of those drugs. Usually that's what's been taking both of the down a slippery slope. You said AP lost his job and has serious depression issues. Probably the adverse or reaction of those drugs. You say she stopped by to see how you were doing. Mill called telling you how STBXW is crying a lot. Doesn't sound good. Please sign those divorce papers and make everything final before you do anything close to communicating with your ex. I wonder has she spent or messed up the settlement money she got off the house? Sound like karma is doing its job. In the meantime you stay strong and stick to your goals and stay clean. Things will get better real soon. Remember you're the better man in person. Okay? Rubix_fucked, your wife has no regrets. Selfish people never do, they merely blame others for their poor choices. As for her wanting to come by your place, she wanted to see if you had replaced her with another woman. Because you have been no contact, she wanted to observe you up close to gauge whether or not you will act as a safety net for her if she shows us to come back. If you are wise you will decline other visits from your soon-to-be ex-wife. You have nothing to gain by these interactions. In many cases such meetings only serve to delay and set back a betrayed spouse's efforts to heal and move on. Also, they serve as an opportunity for your cheating ex to attempt to manipulate you and gain information she hopes to use to manipulate you. Mourn the end of your marriage, but do it without the burden of further contact with your ex-wife.